Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, how are you guys?
Good.
Okay, first of all, I would say congratulations for all of you because for your effort to be here in our class today. So, before we dive into our lesson today, so I would like you to watch a video, one short video that I have prepared here. So, without further ado, let's watch the video first, okay?
Okay.
Alright. Okay, based on the video that you have watched just now, say, what comes to your mind? Can I have Irfan?
Okay, so Assalamualaikum. The first thing that comes to my mind, I would like to recall the video first. As you can see that the dog is, there is a flashback where the dog is loved by the owner, but then I think the owner accept more responsibility as he met a person and have a baby, so he started to neglect the dog, and further down the road he abandoned the dog. As you can see, the dog did not move from the space, so I don't think the owner did an effort to search for the dog. So I think that is very cruel to do, because as a dog owner, I think you have a responsibility, not just a dog owner but an animal owner. You have a responsibility to your animal, despite the other responsibilities that you have. So I feel sad for the dog because it got abandoned just like that by the owner after 3 years, based on the video. So yeah, I think it should not happen, and dog owners and animal owners in general should be more caring towards their animal.
Okay, that's very good explanation from Irfan. Okay, thank you very much, Irfan. So, now that you understand well about the message that the video wants to tell us, right? Okay, so actually you are in the correct mode. Okay, let's start our lesson today. And for our lesson today, we are going to learn about a poem titled "Sad I Am."
Okay, so now that you all have done with the video, now let's continue with the poem. As we said before, the title of the poem is "Sad I Am" by Trevor Miller. Okay, first I would like to distribute the poem. So every one of you take one, okay? Okay. Good. Okay, can you see the paper that contain the poem?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let us continue with the poem. Okay, now I want to tell you about the poem. So what is about the poem is about? So the poem is actually about a person who neglected and unloved. So as you can see that the persona in the poem could be anyone. So it can be me, it can be you, or it can be other people. The poem also relates to the things in our everyday life, which are like unwanted and neglected, like unused things around us. So in this poem, the writer, he feels useless and hopeless, like the things like the thing that is stated in the poem. Okay, so now let's us continue with the read aloud. Okay, can I have a student to read for me? Okay, who wants to read? Raise up your hand. Anyone? Okay, Kalish. Okay, can you read the first stanza?
I am the rain from an empty cola can, the scrapings from an unwashed porridge pan, the severed arm from last year's action man.
Okay, good. I want to ask you, what can you understand from the first stanza? Okay, you all can read first, and I give you time to think. Okay, do you have any idea? No. Oh, it's okay. I will explain to you. It's okay. Okay, so for the first stanza is, as you can see that the persona in the poem identifies himself with a random object. For example, like, from an empty cola can, and the scrapings, and from an unwashed porridge pan, and from last year's action toys, which is a figure action toy. Okay, so as we can see from the poem is that it shows that sometimes you will feel like your life is going nowhere and you feel unimportant in your life, right? Okay, so let's continue with the second stanza. Who wants to read the second stanza? Okay, Walid.
Okay. I am the envelope on which the gum is gone, the sellotape where you can't find the end, the toothless stapler, springless bulldog clip, the dried up liquid paper that mars instead of mends, the stamped addressed reply that you forgot to send.
Okay, do you have any idea about the second stanza? No.
I think it's similar to the first stanza.
Yes, it is similar to the first stanza. Okay, can you all give a clap to your brother Irfan?
Yeah.
Okay, good job Irfan. Okay, I am very proud of you. Okay, so I will explain to you about the second stanza. Okay, the second stanza is actually the persona was used as stationary as a theme. The man, the author described himself like a tape with no end, or like an envelope that is lost its sticky seals. Meaning that when we feel depressed, our mind will start to think that we are useless and everyone around us don't need us anymore. Okay, that's all for the first and the second stanza. Let's continue with the next teacher. Let's go.
Okay, so we will continue to the third stanza of the poem. So I think I wanna pick or choose from one of you. So I think I will have Irfan to read the third stanza for us.
Okay.
Please read it.
I am the battery in which no charge is left, the starter motor which the track is worn, the sparking plug which shows no sign of spark, the carburetor choked by bits of dirt, the chromium trim from which the shine has gone.
Okay, thank you, man. So everyone clap very well. Okay, so I'm going to give you a brief moment or two for you to think about what you understand about this poem. Okay, so take your time. Look at the stanza. Okay, so any of you guys have any idea about what this stanza is about? What the poem trying to tell us? Do you have any idea about it? Yes, yeah, please.
I think that all of the battery, starter motor, the sparking plug, the carburetor, and the chromium trim are all from a vehicle.
Exactly, yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Walid. Please clap for Walid. So that is a great explanation, which is exactly the meaning of the stanza. So that is actually really brilliant from Walid. So it's actually about a vehicle that was useful before, but when it's no longer usable, people no longer use it, it is being rejected. Okay, so understand the third stanza so far?
Yes.
Alright, so if you understand the third stanza, we'll continue to the fourth stanza or the last stanza. So for the last stanza, I will have the prefect of the class, Adin, to read for us. For the last stanza, please.
I am a garden overgrown with weeds, a library book that no one ever reads, a stream which no one thinks to feed, the piece of good advice which no one seems to need.
Thank you, Adin. So everyone clap for Adin. That was very beautiful from Adin. Beautiful presentation. Okay. So just as the last stanza, I will give you a moment or two for you to think about what can you understand about this stanza. What can you take from it? Alright, so I'm going to go one by one, two line, okay? So for the first two line, a garden overgrown with weeds. Why do you think the garden is overgrown with weeds? Can you give any idea about it? Adin, yeah.
Because the garden is not being taken care of.
Yes, thank you, Adin. So the garden has not been taken care of from the people. So the weeds, it's a good weed, it's not a bad weed. It's overgrown with weeds, full of bad flowers, rumput, yeah, that. So we go to the second part of the line, a library book that no one ever reads. So any of you have any idea about it? What do you understand about it? What is it? Yes, please.
I think that these two lines, it shows that people don't really care much about knowledge, and it can also mean that as technology today is more advanced, people love to use like our smartphones and play our social media more than we read books, you know. So like this is a very big distraction, especially to the young generation today.
Wow, that's all. That was a really good insightful explanation from Ali. I mean, I cannot explain any better than that. That is exactly the meaning of the second part of life. So we go to the next line, a stray which no one thinks to feed. Kalis, you want to try, right?
Yeah, I can try.
Yeah.
I think this line talks about how we neglect stray cats. And we can see it everywhere that when the cat has no owner, we often think that we don't have to feed it. But as a person, I think we can feed the cat. But yeah, the stray cat, people usually abandon and no one takes care of them.
Yeah, maybe it's about lack of care, something like that. Yeah. Can the stray also be people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Alright, so we're going to go to the last one. The piece of good advice which no one seems to need. Right, do you have any idea about this?
I think this line means that sometimes people give advice to other people, but they don't utilize it or use it or hear it.
Yeah. Like they don't appreciate
Yeah,
the advice.
yeah.
Okay, so you guys are brilliant. You guys are good. So that is actually the summary of the poem. So to summarize it, the poem is about rejection, about the lack of appreciation, lack of care. So the persona uses a lot of example to represent himself about not being taken care of well, about being rejected. Okay, so we're going to continue to the next activity.
Thank you. Okay, Assalamualaikum class. We are now moving to the next activity, which is moral value. So what I'm going to do is I will assign both of you as a pair, and I will assign you a stanza from the poem, and I want you guys to think a moral value from the assigned stanza. So for the first pair, Khalis and Irfan, I will assign you the first stanza.
Okay.
And for Walid and Adin, I will assign you the third stanza for this poem. So I'll give you a few minutes to think of the moral value. So since this poem described very negatively, so a hint that I can give you guys is try to change the negative perspective to the positive perspective when you try to make a moral value from this poem. So you guys can start discuss.
Right.
So you get it? Yes. Alright. Okay. Congratulations for able to find the moral values from this poem. So I would like to ask Khalis, what is the moral value that you get from the assigned stanza?
So the moral value that I got is we need to have more self-confidence.
Yes. Okay. Would you like to explain how do you get the moral value?
Because in the poem, the author describes himself very badly, such as being an empty rubbish like cola can, being disgraced, being unwashed, and also severe. And it seems that he is not having self-confidence in himself.
Yes, very good. Okay, give a clap for Khalis. Alright, for the second pair, Walid, would you like to tell us what the moral value that you got from the third stanza?
Okay, so what I got from the third stanza is that we should appreciate what we have.
Okay, would you like to further speak?
How did I get this moral value is because the author describes himself as the parts of the vehicle that is unused. So when it is unused, it is left to waste. Then therefore it shows the sign that people are not grateful for what they already have.
Alright, very good. Give a round of applause for Walid. Alright guys, so like what Khalis and Walid had said, there are things that we might not have or things that we lack of. But we as a human, we must have self-confidence and so also be grateful for what we have. So that's all for our second activity for the day. Thank you class.
Alhamdulillah, with that we have reached the end of our class today. Before I let you go back home, I have prepared something for you. Homework. Yay! So for your homework, I have prepared a simple short exercise about the poem to test your knowledge, your understanding of the poem. After we have diagnosed, we have dived into the poem just now. So this take you, Melissa. You can have a look about it. And not just that, I have also prepared for you a short essay. But with this short essay will be just about what we learned today. So the short essay will be about, you will have to write about one thing that you learned from our poem today, the moral values from the poem today. You can write about anything. For example, Kali said about self-appreciation, confidence, self-confidence. You can write it about self-confidence and write how you can implement self-confidence into your life to make it better. Just a short half-page essay will be good enough. And I want you to hand in both the exercise and the short essay by next week. And I will assess you based on your scores on both activities. So with that, let's end our class today with Tasbih Kafaroh and Suratul Amin. Thank you class.
Thank you.